This is Frozen Legacy, the documentary about what glaciers are, why they're important, and how we can preserve them. So let's start by defining what exactly is a glacier. A glacier is essentially a very large, very slow-moving river of ice, which is made from hundreds to thousands of years of snow that has been compressed into very thick, dense layers of ice. Glaciers make up approximately 70% of the world's freshwater supply, bringing drinking water to about 1/4 of the world population. Through lakes, rivers, and other bodies of water like you can see in the video, glaciers are a source of life, providing fresh water to many people, plants, and animals. Glaciers also help with agriculture by irrigating crops and with many different industries, such as fishing, tourism, and renewable energy. However, there's just one problem, and it's that glaciers are melting everywhere. And it's getting faster too. In the last 20 years, the amount of ice that's melted has nearly doubled since before. The reason for this problem is human-caused climate change. This is because everyday human activities, such as manufacturing, operating vehicles, and producing non-renewable energy, all release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, meaning it traps heat inside the Earth and warms temperatures all over the planet. When our planet becomes warmer, glaciers melt faster since they are made of ice. The melted ice then mixes with ocean water, causing the size of the glaciers and the amount of fresh water on Earth to decrease. This means that more than 2 billion people on Earth lose access to their drinking water, more natural disasters occur, and many species and ecosystems are lost. To further explore glacier melt and learn how we as humans can help solve this issue, I decided to visit the Columbia Icefield in Canada. The Columbia Icefield is made up of 6 major glaciers that bring water to a large portion of western North America. It's located in Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada. The first thing I did was visit the Glacier Gallery exhibit located in the Columbia Icefield Discovery Center, which provides many visuals and photographs of glacier retreat over time. Specifically, this section called Meltdown is a tribute to 2025 being the United Nations International Year of Glacier Preservation, explaining to visitors the large scale of glacier melt in this area and all over the world. The exhibit was created by an organization called Guardians of the Ice, which works to use the Columbia Icefield as an indicator of human-caused climate change and hopes to inspire people to help be part of the solution. You can see that in some photos, the land is covered in ice, and in others, the land is completely bare after the ice is melted. There were other photos taken from inside the glaciers as well as an attempt to display their natural beauty. There were also a few interactive displays, as you can see here, showing what the Athabasca Glacier and the Icefield looked like 100 years ago versus what it looks like now.
So right now, I'm going to take you through the toe of the glacier hike, which shows you how far the tip of the Athabasca Glacier has receded since 1942, where we began.
This hike took us about 30 minutes, which is a whole lot, meaning a whole lot of ice melted over the past 83 years. There were some signs along the way, marking where the tip of the ice was during a specific year. It seems like after every year, the distance until the next marker kept getting farther and farther. For most of the hike, I wasn't even able to see the glacier. It took us until the 1992 marker to see the glacier, which you can probably see in the video right about now. We finished this hike at the 2006 marker. Although we were able to see the tip of the glacier at this point, we were still very far from being able to touch it. To understand more about why glaciers are important and how we can protect them, I decided to interview some professionals I met along the way who are doing great work to protect Earth's freshwater sources. There's Jacob, the glacier tour guide, Kaya, who trains the tour guides, Abby, who supervises and trains the tour guides, Peter, who represents Parks Canada at the Discovery Centre, and Mitch, who's a driver and a photographer in the region.
So nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name is Mitch.
Nice to meet you. My name is Monacy. So nice to meet you. What's your name?
My name's Jacob. I am the ice driver of driving this bus.
My name is Peter.
Nice to meet you, Peter. I'm Monacy. My name is Monacy, and you
I'm
are?
Abby. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, in the time that you've been here, have you noticed any significant decrease in the glacier size?
You know that all the glaciers have been receding. Yeah, over time, absolutely they have. If you go to the Athabasca Glacier and the Icefield Parkway there, you can see the markers of years and how much it's receded. Yeah.
It's probable in your lifetime, like in 60 to 80 years, there'll be no more glaciers here. 2080-ish, there won't be any glacier left here. Every 10 years when you move forward, they tend to cut 5 or 10 years off that because the rate of loss of glaciers is accelerating.
We're trying to get people out here to spread education on how to preserve the glacier. Because this glacier has got 30 to 50 years left. That's what they tell us.
Just if you were to take a guess, what would you say would be the cause of the receding?
Humans.
Yeah.
It's the only answer I can attribute to it.
Mm-hmm.
Humans, and the biggest impact on everything is humans, whether it's vehicles or consumption, that sort of thing. So that would be my answer.
It's all connected with the global warming and carbon dioxide, and so there's so much carbon dioxide already in the air that if we were to stop all sources of carbon dioxide today, it would take almost 100 years for the carbon dioxide to slow down.
How do you think the lack of freshwater in the area would impact wildlife and then the human population that lives around here?
I think with the melting and disappearing of the glaciers, the thing that is going to be change in the future is Alberta has a huge farmland, and so the communities that are further away where these rivers go, in August they're going to have very limited water supply, and that's going to be not just for farming, that's going to be for drinking and for washing yourself and cooking. So from just there, this is feeding water to Western North America. And when the water amount of ice becomes depleted, summer and fall will be very, very different.
Definitely decline. Definitely. So the ice field that I was telling you about, being the biggest ice field in the Canadian Rockies, it's like a giant water tower. So that supplies 65% of Canada's fresh water in total. Now, I could be in Australia, that's not my problem. Glaciers around the world is 75% of fresh water globally. So if we start losing glaciers, we are in a lot of trouble. So we have to start doing something about this.
It affects a third of Canada's water comes from this watershed. Or I'd say a third's a bit generous, but the water that comes from this glacier and the one next door and the one behind it, and I'd say watershed's a better term for it. It provides water, provides power for 1/3 of Canadians, and also accesses all of Canada. There's water that we're looking at right now that's going through all of the prairies. It's hydration for all of the wheat that we produce, for all the agriculture that goes through there. It goes north through all the mining fields, going west through BC, through the Columbia watershed. It hits over like 300 hydroelectric dams, and that provides power for, I think, as far south as California.
On the topic of like the UN Year of Glacier Preservation, would you happen to know any of like the work that's going on within that, or what they're kind of doing this year?
So with the Year of the Glacier, a lot of it's education. And so it's a lot about awareness. I think it's also being international. It's looking at different techniques that have worked.
So they have 3 goals. Their pillars are observe, predict, and protect. So a lot of what they're doing is trying to get science from all over the world and try to pool it together, trying to understand more about glaciers. So the Athabasca Glacier, which is where I am working right now, it's one of the easiest accessible glaciers in the world. So tons of different scientists come here. We've had NASA come here. It's very, very accessible. And even with all that access, it's very hard for somebody like me to get that research and get information about the glacier. It's incredibly hard to find statistics. So even though this research is being done, it's not very accessible, it's not very cohesive or available to the public. So one of the goals of UN Year of Glacier Preservation is trying to get all this information more available, to pool knowledge, to work together kind of interdisciplinary. And then another big thing is predicting. So trying to model different scenarios in the future. So trying to refine models based off of different emission scenarios. So if we continue polluting like we are now, where would that bring us? Or if we reduce our emissions by 30%, then how long does the glacier have? Trying to create different scenarios like that. And then the last pillar is protect. So trying to find ways to actually elongate the lifespan of the glaciers. At the end of the day, what's causing the glaciers to melt is simply climate change. So trying to work on reducing emissions globally.
So how would you say that Parks Canada, or this area in general, is responding to like the rapid melting of the glaciers in the area, in the ice field?
Parks Canada is at this point, I would say, primarily trying to educate people, because the glaciers now, with global warming and carbon dioxide that's in the air, they're disappearing, and there's nothing that could stop that.
Right.
So here in this gallery, and also even people visiting on the glacier, and even if they go on the vehicles that go on the glacier, it's still educating them.
So my job here, I work with Pursuit, so kind of the tourism side of it. And what I see my job as, I'm the person who kind of trains the guides who go on the glaciers to teach tourists and guests about glaciers and why they're important. So the role that we play, I would say, is through education, because lots of people from around the world don't know that glaciers exist, don't know what a glacier is, and you don't really care about something or want to protect it if you don't know what it is. So our job is trying to get people out on the glacier and to get them to connect with the glacier, and then we try to encourage them to go home, make changes in their own life. We're working on right now, we're adding some information about the UN Year of Glacier Preservation and about different initiatives that are happening around the world. We're adding a cart for that, which will go up at Skywalk, and then we're gonna add more into the ice adventure experience, be out on the glacier, talking with guests about it. So that's something that we're really pushing this year. Of course, not all guests come here to learn about climate, they just want to take selfies, right? But our goal is to kind of sneak that in there, get people to care, talk about glaciers, why they're important.
As for preservation here, I think the big thing is education. We see 4,000 people a day peak season, and most of those people go on a bus. And unfortunately, we can't make everyone pay attention, but if even 5 or 10 people per bus listen, then maybe we can do a little more education. A lot of people, when they get here, they don't even know what a glacier is. So I think education goes a long way. In terms of actual physical things that we do, it's mostly to minimize our impact. But this year we're going to have an electric ice explorer. come on site. It'll be on site, I think, early August, and then we should have it running tours by September. So if we can start to move towards a cleaner source, then that would be good. I think that's all I got for you there.
How would you say that like individuals such as like myself or other people similar could help reduce emissions?
That's a great question. I think a lot of people feel like there's nothing we can do and get very discouraged. I think that's the worst possible mindset because there's so many of us, and of course there are things we can do. So I think it's about looking at your own life and seeing what you could work into your life. So for example, for me, I find it really easy I've been vegetarian for 10 years, and eating beef is a huge contributor to greenhouse gases. So I tell people you don't need to go vegetarian, just reduce your meat intake is such an effective way. Another effective way is looking at your transportation. So how do you get around? Right now where I'm living here, there's no public transit really. It's really hard to get around without a car. So I've never owned a car before. Now I have a car. We can't be perfect. I don't feel guilty about it. In the past, when I lived in a city, I exclusively took public transit. So it's looking at where you are in your life, what you can do. Another thing that's really important is to be involved politically. Even though that feels counterintuitive, it's not directly impacting your emissions. Talking with public officials, I believe that municipal politics, so the smallest level of politics, is where you can see the most changes done. That's where they can put in bike lanes. That's where they can make changes that are more tangible in your community.
Well, that depends a lot on where you live, how much fresh water you have. But in general, like simple things like shorter showers, put a jug of water in the refrigerator to get cold instead of running the tap until it gets cold. Using smart bathroom facilities so that they use less water. But each place has various things that they can do for water conservation, and you have to sort of educate yourself about what is the most important thing in your area.
So from these interviews, we can see that glacier melt is an increasing issue threatening the world's freshwater supply and showing us how much damage climate change has done to our planet. As many of the interviewees said, it's up to us to make decisions in order to slow down climate change and help protect our glaciers. Some things we can do to help are 1. Avoid cars wherever possible and instead take public transport, ride bicycles, or walk to reduce carbon emissions. 2. Be efficient with our energy by turning off lights and unplugging electronics when they're not being used. 3. Conserve water by being efficient with shower water usage and fixing leaks as soon as possible. Finally, the most important is to learn more about glaciers and share your knowledge with your family and friends to help make a change together.
Freeze the future and act now. Join us and help preserve Earth's frozen legacy.